Hello and welcome back to Board Crazy. It is time. Oh, look, it's time. Hey, for another review. This time we're doing Cosmic Factory. I am D. I am joined by my cohorts.
Graham.
Yes.
And,
oh, God.
Well, I was a Space Marine, but now I'm Space Reservist. Will, I've been demoted. Apparently I'm not in peak physical
Can you
condition.
be demoted into the reserves? Is that how it works?
In space you can.
Okay. So, yeah. This is our third review. If you've watched either of our previous ones, you know it's coming up next. We're going to be rolling my intro for our gameplay video of Cosmic Factory, so you can all have a little idea of how this game plays. If you have not watched that already, if you would like to, you can click on that below. Otherwise, you can click on there should be a little timestamp listed that you can click to skip right to us talking again. So, take it away, self. Cosmic Factory is a game for 2 to 6 players, designed by Kane, Klenko, and published by Gigamic. In Cosmic Factory, players will be assembling tiles in order to form hopefully well-balanced galaxies. However, they'll have to do so against the clock. Each player starts the game with a scoreboard, as well as one of each of the 4 scoring tokens. The 54 galaxy tiles are all placed into the bag, while the sand timer and the bonus tiles are placed in the center of the table. Also, 5 of the 20 Chaos cards will be drawn to be used for this game. Each Chaos card reveals a new rule, which is in effect for all players during one round. Once the Chaos card has been revealed for the round, each player will draw 9 tiles apiece from the bag. Then there's a drafting process where each player will keep 3 tiles from their hand and pass the remainder to their left or their right, depending on which round they're in. This is repeated twice until each player has 9 tiles in their possession again. Then it's time to start constructing the galaxies. When constructing a galaxy, each player has exactly 1 minute to assemble their 9 tiles into a 3x3 square. The goal is to create contiguous zones of the same color, containing as many planets as possible. If a player is unable to finish their square in the allotted time, they must take the unused tiles, shuffle them up face down, and place them randomly in the open spaces. There are 3 different colors, and each color has its own scoring value and is scored separately. If a player has completed their square before time runs out, they may take one of the bonus tiles from the center of the table. If they have the most or tied for the most planets of that color in a single zone, then they will earn 3 additional bonus points during scoring. If they are incorrect and another player has more planets in a single zone of that color, then they will lose 2 points. In addition to scoring from each zone and from the bonus tiles, players may also earn points from certain Chaos cards, as well as from asteroid paths that have formed in their galaxy. Certain tiles will have lines of asteroids through them, and if chained together, they may earn players points if they run through at least 4 consecutive tiles. After the 5th round is complete, the game is over and the scores are tallied up. Each player will add the points from their lowest ranking score token to the points from their star token, which gets moved when players earn points from asteroid belts. The player who has the highest sum between these 2 values is the game's winner.
Good job, D. That was an adequate intro.
It was adequate. Look, I did it in like 10 seconds maybe. It was pretty impressive.
It was good. It was, I would say, better than average for him.
Oh, thanks. So, gentlemen, Cosmic Factory. I think first thing I want to say is that coming into this game, I was a little hesitant or a little reticent. I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's a Kane Klenko game.
Yeah.
We've played one other Kane Klenko game here on Board Crazy so far, Covert, a game that I don't think any of us particularly enjoyed.
I thought it had good ideas, but
There were some good mechanics, but they just
it didn't really
mesh
find
together.
it. Yeah, it wasn't a satisfying way to bring them together.
Yeah, it did have a lot of mechanics.
And there were other things, yeah. So coming to this, like, okay, not sure if I'm going to enjoy it. Fortunately, this is nothing like Covert, so that really didn't crop up as an issue. It has some similarities to other games we have played, though. King Domino, Queen Domino.
Yeah, in the sense that you draft tiles, you're building something.
Yeah, it's a descendant of dominoes.
Yeah, connecting, matching things and whatnot in order to score. But this definitely has its own thing going on. Time mechanic, probably the big thing.
Before we get into that, I should mention that this game is a re-implementation of a game called Mad City that I don't think... Well, I've never played. I don't know if you guys...
I have never played Mad City.
No, I've not.
So
we're reviewing just Cosmic Factory
yes.
here.
So I guess...
preconceived notions.
Exactly.
Yeah, anyway. Time.
I
think this is the sort of thing that might cause some people anxiety. At least without knowing how the game actually plays. I think you see a timer, you think, oh, you've got a minute to do everything. I think that the reaction from a lot of people are, I don't want that. I want time to think.
Time counting down in anything in life is anxiety-inducing. The only time it's not is like when you're waiting for the microwave to finish.
Yeah.
I always think that.
Come on.
Yeah.
Even that gets you.
It's like frozen potatoes. But anyway.
Why are you nuking frozen potatoes?
I'm impatient. What I will say is, I think that the way that the time has been implemented in this game is near perfect.
Yeah.
Like, the minute you have to assemble your tiles, well, it may be a little, a little anxious.
You're rushed.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a ton of time, but it's enough time, I think, like a reasonable amount of time. You don't feel like you've been, cheap. I don't know how to.
It's enough time to look at all your tiles, place them together, get them how you want them to go, and kind of rearrange them to try and optimize them. But it's short enough that you still are rushed and have a chance to make a blunder or a mistake or something, so you can't just sit there all day and work with your tile. Let's try and make it absolutely perfect. But you have enough tiles. You have enough time to get them on the board, rearrange them to kind of how you want them, and optimize a little bit.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's not hectic.
No.
In a way, it's like 5 Minute Chase, a game we played recently. A race. This is not a race. There's a time, but finishing quickly isn't necessarily beneficial. It's you can use the full minute, and you might come out ahead if you do so, instead of rushing to take a bonus tile.
This is definitely, out of all the games we've played that have included some kind of time mechanic, and I think maybe there's a handful of them, 4 or 5 that we've played, but this is hands down the best use of it that we've had on the channel. I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Real-time mechanics are intimidating. I still think some people will play this and not necessarily enjoy that. But what I like is that the 1 minute is exactly enough time for you to play, I would say, one of the 2 strategies that exist in this game. You can either play based trying to build clusters of planets, or you can spend your round trying to get an asteroid chain that's long enough. Considering that as in the scoring intro, when you watch it, you add your lowest planet total to your asteroid total. So there will be at least a round where you're thinking, I might want to focus more on asteroid belts. And one thing I noticed, at least from the sessions that we've played, is that I can either spend the minute to make sure my asteroid chain is as long as I can get it, or I can spend that minute to make sure I can get as big a cluster of planets as I can.
A little bit further.
I don't think there's
I would say there's enough to focus on 2 things, like either 2 planets of a color or 1 planet and your asteroids. I think it's almost impossible to focus on trying to get all 3 planets and all the asteroids in a perfect round.
That's kind of what I meant. Because some people do. They just spend. Some people do spend their entire 1 minute just focusing on clusters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then because it also depends on what tiles you get. Because there's that you draft tiles, so you may not get tiles that are well suited for clusters, but you can get sometimes tiles, or especially the ones that have the asteroid belts that go right through and create a cross.
Yeah.
Those are really good for setting up asteroid chains. So I do like that the game sort of gives you enough time to focus on one and the other, but maybe not entirely. But you're right, you can mix and match if you get the right tiles. I think any less time, it would have been too hard, and any more time, it would probably be too easy.
Yeah.
Give or take 5 seconds.
Sticking with the time theme, I think this does a really good job of setting a hard cap on how long the game will actually play. I think it plays obviously very quickly, and I like that. It's, a lot of these games you'll say, it plays a half an hour, 2 hours later you're still going.
Yeah.
This, it's 5 1-minute rounds, so you should be playing probably for no more than maybe
15, 20 minutes, really.
20, 30 minutes probably. If you're drafting and all
that.
It
depends on how quickly you're moving through the stuff in between the actual rounds. But if you wanted, you could easily play this game in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That would be no.
I think it feels like a good length. I don't feel like it was too short. I need more time, or it was too long either.
Yeah. But I also was going to say, you could easily play this game 3 rounds. If you could, I know
you can play 1 round. I think 5 is a good.
Yeah, the game's balanced for 5. But if you only have 10, 15 minutes, you could probably do a 3-round game of this.
Sure.
You would get a fairly fair result. That's how well balanced it is. Chaos cards.
Chaos cards are probably a good place to go next. Any time you have a mechanic like this, it's going to be uneven, probably.
Where
They completely change, or they can completely change. Some of them are minor, others have major effects. We didn't get into some of the crazier ones. This is the crazy one. Gift. Your left neighbor earns the points for the galaxy you construct.
So it's just you trying to make your worst
galaxy.
galaxy.
That is chaos.
That's a chaos card.
In a way that I would not enjoy. I'm glad we did not draw that.
The thing about chaos cards or any kind of cards like this that show up in games is it's usually just comes down to total personal preference. I personally don't enjoy the chaotic things happening in games as much. What I like about games is being able to develop a strategy and stick with it. And when something chaotic like that happens and it totally ruins or your, round or throws you off or something, it bothers me.
You proved that. You had that thing where you can make it any shape you want, and you still went with the square.
I still went with the square.
Guys were like, I'm not going to take advantage of this. Really? Both of you.
What? I know. It's a habit. I know. But I think there's enough range in them that there's cards in there you could throw in just for a little bit of extra fun or to change up the game a little bit.
Most of them are fine.
But
your mileage may vary.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of what I liked about the Chaos cards was that there were some that truly the name Chaos applied to them.
Yeah.
Like the gift one, or the one where you literally draft your tiles and then you pass them to the right. You don't even get to use the ones you've drafted.
Yeah, there's one where you have to make your tiles in a straight line. 9 by 1.
Yeah, 9 by 1. I personally like that because this game would be really simple without it. It'd be, I'm just creating 3 by 3 grid.
A little simple, yeah, but it's also kind of
it adds replayability.
There's a purity to it, I think.
Yeah, yes, sure, but it adds replayability. Like you could do the pure version, but then or the beginner version, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get tired of that probably eventually, especially if you're playing this game more than once in a row.
I guess.
And the chaos cards help, and I think they're balanced. Like there are some that are truly chaotic, and then there's some that are a little tame. Like the one that just gives you 1 extra point per green zone. Like that's not really. I mean, that might be helpful for someone, but it's not really going to be a game changer. I don't even think that's really chaotic. That's just helping everybody.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So,
is that it does kind of keep the game a little bit more interesting through replays.
Yeah, it showed a lot of restraint, which is something I think we criticized Covert for not having. Is this game?
It's here's an idea. Let's put it in.
Yeah. This was
It was just
So I did enjoy and I also really enjoyed the artwork on the cards. I thought the artwork on the Chaos cards was excellent.
They're solid. They're your kind of your standard cartoony sci-fi stuff.
There's that one multipath.
Oh, it's
which is a reference to the Lily Dallas multipath, and it even has a redheaded woman on it with a white shirt. All that stuff's clever.
It's cute. It reminds me of a Junk Orbit a little bit.
Yeah,
the planets and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. It's just, again, and Junk Orbit had great art as well. So this is just another one of those space-themed games that looks really good. I mean, I thought the tiles were maybe a little plain.
I mean, they weren't outstanding, but they were clear at least, and I think that's probably the most important
Clear
thing.
is good, yeah. I guess that's my point, is they weren't outstanding. They're just passable, they do their job. But the tiles, the quality of the tiles are
they're good.
They're good,
yeah. Yeah, I have no complaints.
I haven't noticed any
quality in this game. It's all
anything.
heavy cardboard and wood and stuff. So it's
you should have no issues with things falling apart or.
How do you guys feel about the drafting process?
I always love tile drafting, card drafting. I think it's a great mechanic because it allows you to kind of curb the luck factor a little bit. It's I didn't like these, so I'm just going to pass them on and see what I get. See if I.
Sure.
So I think it gives you some.
Gives you more control.
Some control over what you have there. So I always like that mechanic in games, I thought it was done well here.
The game could have just been you drew 9. Those are your 9.
Exactly.
That would have been
worse.
This is better. You get you at least control 6 of the 9
exactly.
tiles.
You have control over 2/3 of your tiles.
That's good.
Yeah. But I mean, it should be pointed out there is a not insignificant amount of luck involved in the game as much as there is. I mean, there's more strategy, but I would say luck definitely plays a part. So if you're the sort of person who loathes luck, then this might give you some irritation. But for the most part, I think it works well. Anyway,
how do you guys feel about the scoring in this game?
I was gonna bring that up too. I mostly like it.
Yeah, I always felt that I was okay, all I need to do is get 2 orange planets together to get a few points. It was easy to knock a couple things together to feel like you at least move something up.
You mean the mid?
I meant the actual scoring and how.
I think that's very good. I think it's very well balanced. And you can focus again, like you said, on each of the values kind of throughout the game.
But then, to continue on, how do you...
The end game scoring is what I was thinking you're talking about, which I have some... I think it's fine as like a simple solution. I wouldn't have minded if it had almost like a... what was the beer game we played?
Oh, Heaven and Ale.
Heaven and Ale. If it had something sort of like that where your lowest one could be improved by your best one.
Yep.
Because I feel like if you're someone who's like 27, 28, and then like 14, and you get punished for that, I don't know.
Right.
I feel like there could be a way to sort of offset that, or have like an average of your 3, or something like that.
I don't think the end game scoring in that situation is punishing you. I think you punished yourself by not playing the game.
Well, I know, but I mean, again, it works.
Yep.
It's fine.
Scores have been close.
They're
In all of our
You're going to probably have close scores.
So,
and the bonus tiles are good. I think they're mostly a pretty solid way of changing things up a little bit.
I did appreciate the bonus tiles. It gives you something else to kind of go for. It's and it's kind of fun at the end if you leave yourself time. You're quickly judging. You're like, do I have enough to get it? And you have to make that choice really quickly.
I think in every game we've played, there's been at least one instance where someone has incorrectly drawn a bonus tile and lost points as a result. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add?
One thing.
Okay.
One of the things I did not necessarily care for was when you're having to grab your 9 tiles out of the bag to start. Because it's hard to throw those tiles in there and like shuffle them. Mm-hmm. Like they don't really shuffle. Like if you take you take your 9 off the board, you put them in a stack and you throw them in. Yeah, but even then, they don't really move around. Like, I noticed that I would go in and draw the same tiles that were played, like, the last round. So, there's sort of like it's kind of on you to make sure you grab one from this one area of the bag and then reach in deeper. And I was trying to do that. That did sort of slow down the draw time. Yeah. This is more of a nitpick.
They're a little big for the bag.
Yeah, and the bag is big, too. So, it's like, they couldn't really give you a big bag.
If you don't like the game, you can at least keep the bag.
It's a nice bag.
So I feel like we're going to come off as uncritical. Our first 3 reviews are all going to be pretty positive, it seems like.
We've played some good games.
We've ticked off
so far.
2018 with pretty much...
What year?
2019 with really good games.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this another 4-star out of 5, personally.
Ooh, another 4-star.
Yeah.
I think there's too much I liked about this game, and I just enjoyed really playing. I wanted to keep playing it even after we're done, so I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I should point out before I give my score that our scores are somewhat arbitrary. They're meant to summarize everything we said before.
We've done some serious science. Let's be real.
Yeah,
we've run the tests.
Yep.
There's no rubric for them. So.
I'll put up my formula on the channel.
Controls and everything.
I give letter grades. I think I'm going to give this game a B.
Oh, okay.
I was wavering between B and B plus. I think it's simply just because once you play this game enough even with the Chaos cards, there might be it's highly replayable, but I don't think it's a game you'd want to play over and over again. I give it a B because I'm not sure there's enough depth there for it to be like thoroughly compelling every time you play it, especially if you play it a lot.
Okay. Well, we all liked it though.
Yes, I absolutely do like it though.
So good job, Kane Klenko. Good job, Gigamic. Gigamic.
You'll get it someday, D.
So that's our review of Cosmic Factory. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please give us a like, a comment, a subscription, and share it with any of your friends if they're...
And a what?
A share.
I thought you said a sherbet.
Get a sherbet.
And give us some sherbet.
Give us some sherbet. We're always accepting sherbet.
Yeah, no, definitely let us know your thoughts. If you have any questions about the game for us, please feel free to ask. We can probably answer them. Anything else? No? All right, cool. Come back this Friday for our next video. Where we're going to be tiny little aminals. It's going to be cute.
It's a cute game.
It's going to be cute. Till then, goodbye.
Bye. See you next time, everybody.